Hello there, and welcome back to day 19 of the Greatness Within journey 31 days to reconnect with yourself and start creating a life worthy of you. We have just finished in the last few days talking about the mental barriers of being the designer of your life, creating a life according to you, of purposely claiming your space. Now we're talking about the four practices, four things I had to do or still do to figure out ways to align my life and create this space where I can be myself and do the things that I love and enjoy. What I'll do is give you the four practices here so you're aware of them, but I'm just going to cover the first one in today's video. The four practices are: one, filter the noise, the art of pruning. Practice number two is a fence playground is better, boundaries create freedom. Practice number three is never do it alone, but not everyone should be invited. And practice number four is reinvent continuously. Success demands growth. Let's talk about the first one, filter the noise, the art of pruning. I got this idea or the concept is from a book called Necessary Endings by Dr. Henry Cloud. And the whole concept is based on this practice that gardeners have when they're pruning roses. So he noticed that gardeners would actually cut or prune the rose bush because they wanted to make sure that only the best rose buds would actually stay on the bush. So they would first cut the ones that were essentially dead. Then they will go through the ones that were sick or would not recover from whatever was going on. They will prune those, and then they will prune the ones that were good enough but not necessarily great. And that is the whole concept. How do you go about your life pruning the things that drain your energy? And that's because you need to focus on the things that produce the greatest results for what you're trying to accomplish. Obviously, this is not about getting it right. It's not about being perfect from the beginning. It's all about becoming aware of what's going on. So, what are some of the things that are absolutely dead, or things that essentially drain your energy or move you away from where you want to go? That's the first layer of pruning that you want to go through. It's like people, events, tasks, projects, things that you are absolutely disliking or you always disliked, and then you're kind of just doing it out of fear or obligation. That's what you want to be looking for, things that just absolutely drain your energy whenever you try to engage with them. Sure, we can argue about why is it draining your energy and things like that, but I think intuitively you know right now what are some of these people, things, projects, tasks, and commitments that you have that you absolutely abhor and you just don't want to have anything to do with it. Those will be the first one you will prune. How do you prune? You can just decide not to do them. You can delegate them. You can eliminate them. You can do whatever you want, but find a way to remove those from your responsibilities. Then the next version is things that are getting sick or that are not going to recover, and they just kind of like dying off. We all have relationships that may grow apart. We all have projects that would served us before but no longer help us to get to where we want to go. So all that stuff is good. So that's the second layer. You're going to look for tasks, people, relationship, things that are no longer aligned with you, things that have kind of died off, and it feels like you're dumping in or putting in energy into it, but it doesn't seem to be changing for the better. It doesn't seem to be improving. It doesn't seem to be getting you any forward momentum. So those will be relationships, tasks, or projects that you should consider delegating, giving to someone else, eliminating, or just ignoring altogether. It's up to you how you want to do it, and that's just for you to decide your method. Then comes the next layer, which is probably the hardest one because this is kind of like the good to great thing. It's things that are good, but they're just are not going to get you where you want. It could be like a strong hobby. I mean, maybe it's a sport that you play, or and it's good, but it's not moving you to where towards where you want. I'm talking about something that you have noticed yourself that you're good at, but it's just you're probably keeping it because it feels good and it feels like you're committed to it, and somehow you just don't want to let it go. Um, these are things that you're good at, that you can consider they're good things, but they're not necessarily things that will get you to where you want to go, the great stuff. So I could be, for example, I'm good at technology. For a moment, I was helping people with some website stuff related things, and I'm good at it. I'm good at learning those things. I'm good at using it, but I'm not great at it. I'm great at having conversations and helping people find clarity on what their next step should be. I'm good at the technology piece. So if I were to focus on the technology, I think at some point I would just like create something, but it won't be like the thing, as opposed to if I wanted to set up more of a, can I have mastermind groups? Can I have coaching clients? Can I have more conversations and helping people figure out what they want to do with their lives? That is something that gets me much, much closer to where I want to end. So that's pretty much the example. 3 things to prune: things that are absolutely draining your energy, things that are going in a different direction and no longer align with you, and then things that are good, but they won't be giving you much more progress towards where you want to end. That is probably the one that I would leave to the last layer. Start with the other ones, which is much easier to do and process. So your job for today is go identify things in those 3 categories and then decide which ones you're just gonna let go of, delegate, eliminate, or do something about it, so you don't have to worry or give more energy, more of your life force to that. That's pretty much it. Thanks for watching, and I'm going to see you on the next one. Bye.